Hello guys, my name is Nick and you are watching The Sports Entertainer. Make sure you have subscribed to our channel with post notifications turned on so that you never miss out on one of our daily WWE videos. Well guys, WrestleMania 35 may be over and done with now, but that certainly doesn't mean we still aren't finding out new information and news regarding the biggest pay-per-view event of the year, and the latest information we have been provided with regarding Brock Lesnar will undoubtedly help clear up many fans' questions as to why Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship opened up the Showcase of the Immortals as the first match on the card, and as to why the Beast Incarnate ended up losing the Universal title in dismal fashion like he did to Rollins, who had previously been strongly favored to retain his championship and then go on to lose the gold at the early May show in Saudi Arabia. Last night, one of our sources informed us some rather interesting news regarding a backstage altercation between the boss himself, Vince McMahon, and Brock Lesnar, something that seems to be becoming a bit of a pattern given Brock's previous WrestleMania outburst last year, which resulted in Brock Lesnar throwing his Universal Championship at Vince's head after returning to the backstage area after Lesnar's bout with Roman Reigns. Instead of the altercation occurring after the match, this time around, the alleged scuffle occurred prior to Lesnar's match with Seth Rollins. According to our sources, Brock Lesnar was causing a scene backstage with Vince due to McMahon refusing to put on Brock Lesnar's match with Seth Rollins last on the card, and Vince had apparently tried to rationally explain to Lesnar that his match wasn't going to be headlining WrestleMania 35 this year, given the fact that WWE had already promised fans that the triple threat Raw and SmackDown women's title match between Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey would be headlining WrestleMania. And clearly, this news did not sit well with Brock Lesnar, despite it being a groundbreaking moment for women's wrestling in general, not surprisingly something that Brock Lesnar doesn't seem to care much about. To add a bit of perspective on this backstage altercation, Brock was apparently late to WrestleMania 35 to begin with, which caused Vince to stress out a bit, and the tension only rose between the two when Brock Lesnar proceeded to verbally attack Vince McMahon for not putting his match on last, despite Vince's multiple attempts to rationally get Lesnar to understand. As a result, Brock Lesnar proceeded to demand to Vince that his match go on first at WrestleMania, which was definitely not the original plan, as we've been told that Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins would have been the second to last match on the card, behind the women's main event and after the Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan WWE title match. One of our sources has mentioned that Vince was furious with Brock Lesnar's lack of understanding and for wanting his match to go on first, and things allegedly got so tense between the two that Brock Lesnar nearly engaged in a physical altercation with Vince. Though thankfully, WWE officials made sure to step in well before Lesnar started to engage in a brawl of sorts with the 70-year-old plus Vince McMahon. Brock Lesnar then left WrestleMania 35 via helicopter as soon as his match with Seth Rollins concluded, and there's now speculation that Seth Rollins wasn't actually penciled in to win the Universal title prior to Brock Lesnar's mini meltdown behind the scenes, which means Seth Rollins dethroning Brock Lesnar of the Universal Championship could have very well been a last-second decision by Vince. Like we had previously mentioned, Brock Lesnar was reportedly penciled in to lose the Universal Championship to Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia after successfully retaining his belt against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but instead, the WWE are now booking towards a feud between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Well guys, what do you think about Brock Lesnar's meltdown backstage at WrestleMania, which caused Brock to verbally attack Vince McMahon and nearly get into a physical standoff with his boss? Do you believe that the Beast Incarnate warrants a second chance and should return to the WWE after his rumored UFC 241 fight against Daniel Cormier, or is this just one too many incidents of Lesnar which should cause Vince to keep his distance? Make sure you sound off in the comment section down below and do give us your thoughts and opinions on the matter. Thanks for watching The Sports Entertainer. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also be sure that you hit that subscribe button for all of our daily WWE videos.